Now, it's fairly well established that in the world of higher education, an MBA degree is one of the most valuable master's degrees you can earn. But in your research, you might have also come across another degree that has a good number of similarities. It's a master's in management. But is it worth considering? How similar or different is that degree versus an MBA? In this video, I'll compare the two degrees in terms of what you'll learn, which one is most likely to land you a well-paying job, and there's also the idea out there that perhaps even getting both of these degrees is the best option. Make sure to stay till the very end of this video because I've got my own take on that as well. So let's first talk about the MBA and what you learn. Simply put, it's a general business degree, and it's designed to give you broad exposure to a number of different business topics. On average, you'll spend about 2 years in an MBA program where you will learn the following: marketing, accounting, finance, process improvement, and management. Now, the content is kept at a fairly high level. It doesn't go super in-depth into any of the topics really, because the point is to give someone a holistic understanding of how a business operates. Now, this is incredibly valuable for someone that does not have an undergraduate degree in business or lacks business experience. Now, that said, a benefit to an MBA degree is that many programs offer what is termed as specialization tracks. For example, if you wanted to learn about digital marketing like I did, some schools may have a specialization track in that topic, so you get more coursework and you get more in-depth in those subjects, which in turn allows you to differentiate your MBA degree. And I did a whole entire video on what I consider to be the 5 best MBA specializations. I'll make sure to include that video in a link in the description below. You can check out when you're done with this one. But just to give you an idea, you can find specializations in a number of fields like analytics, human resources, accounting, finance, global business, mergers and acquisitions, and the list goes on. There are a lot of MBA degree options out there, in each program with their own set of specializations if they offer those. Now, what about a management degree? From the programs that I've seen, this is often marketed as an alternative to an MBA or a complementary degree. Also, compared to an MBA, the management degrees typically you'll see take about a year. So what exactly do you learn? Now, by definition, this degree is a little bit more narrow in focus, as a much greater proportion of curriculum is focused on management theory and really management in its various forms. For example, you may see curriculum that consists of the following: leadership, organizational change, process management, human resources, business ethics, and law. And within each topic, you would have a handful of courses. Now, in some management programs, you may actually find some traditional MBA courses like marketing and finance. Those will be maybe sprinkled in there, and those are few and far between. Now, what is more common is for you to find some management courses in MBA degree programs. In fact, some schools that offer both an MBA and a management degree, they often promote the idea being that the MBA is going to give you the well-rounded business education, while the management degree gives you far more in-depth focus on management theory and practice. I'll give you my opinion on that later, but really the big question is, which one is most likely to land you a well-paying job? After all, neither degree is free. It costs time and money. You expect that earning the degree is going to yield some return on investment and lead to better career outcomes. My vote, if I had to pick, would be, without question, an MBA degree. It is a far more recognizable degree, and it's more likely to show up in a job posting description as a preferred or a required degree. And it's also more versatile, as you'll be qualified for a variety of different business roles, including the ones that a management degree would qualify you for. A management degree, in my view, is a little bit too narrow of a focus for my liking. However, it might be a good option if you are singularly focused on a career in human resources, which even then, an MBA would probably work just fine, especially if you find one that offers a specialization track in HR. So an MBA is still likely going to be the better choice. To add to that, the median salary for an MBA is around $115,000 a year. Now what's good is that the data on that is fairly clear, and that's because it's a measurement that schools look at to understand student outcomes, and they publish this data to indicate the value of their degree. Unfortunately, there's not a ton of that kind of data for management degrees. Apart from what schools might communicate would be salaries for jobs you would be qualified for after getting a management degree. But again, the salary outcomes for having earned the degree is just not anywhere near as clear. Now, although the MBA is a clear winner here, is there value in getting both degrees if you have the option to do so? My answer is no. I don't see any incremental benefit to getting a master's in management to complement an MBA degree. Again, anything that a master's in management would qualify you for, an MBA would as well, and then some. And if you're thinking along the lines of, well, maybe a master's in management might qualify me sooner for a job as a manager. Also, no. From an education or degree standpoint, an MBA is going to be as good of an accelerator to a management position as it gets. Now, to be clear though, unless you already have management experience, neither an MBA or a master's in management is going to be likely to get you a job as a manager right out of the gate, especially at a medium or a large size company. But the degree will get your foot in the door. You'll need to spend some time at that company as an individual contributor before you have the experience and the knowledge necessary to become a manager at that company. So an MBA is going to be your foot in the door, and you don't really need to complement that degree with a degree in management. It's just a little bit too similar for it to be really an extra value add. But what is a value add is what I mentioned earlier, which are the specialization tracks for various MBA programs. There are more people out there than ever before with MBA degrees. So you've got to find some way to stand out, which starts with considering where you want to take your career and find a program that offers a specialization track in that. Check out this next video for what I consider to be the top 5 specialization tracks you might want to consider to advance your career. With that said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you around.